Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Marvel Crisis Protocol reveal breakdown. Today, we are breaking down the panel to play released for Archangel and Angel. This just dropped earlier today, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right into things. So, these characters have been, their front sides have been revealed to us during Mini Extravaganza, but now we have their flip sides as well as a few tactics cards and things like that. So we're gonna jump right into that. Starting out with Mr. Angel here. So I'm gonna go over his front side again just for anyone who missed it last time. So Angel's coming in as a 3 threat. He's going to be 3/3/3 defensively with 5 stamina. He's a size 2 and a medium mover, so nothing too special there, but worth acknowledging. He is on a medium base as well. So that medium move gets you a little bit of extra mileage there. He has the flyby attack. This is a beam 3 4 dice physical attack. After each attack is resolved, he's going to gain 1, and after all attacks are resolved, he's going to place himself within 1 of the last character targeted. He also has the Avenging Angel attack. This is a 3 cost, range 3 7 dice physical attack. This is after this attack is resolved, if the target character is size 3 or less, this character may throw it small. And then it also has a wild stun to throw out some stun conditions. This is going to be pretty solid on a lot of things. This is just in general a pretty good spender here. Automatic throw is always a good thing. Size 3, could be better, but could be worse as well. So yeah, pretty reasonably good spender right out the gate there. He also has the airlift superpower. We've seen this before in a couple of models, notably Sam's Captain America. This is a 2-cost reactive that says during its activation, when he begins a move action with a range 2 of another allied character of size 2 or less, he may use this superpower. After this move action is resolved, place the allied character within range 2 of its current position, notably not himself. This superpower may use it only once per turn. So you basically give them a little like Space Stone or Gamma Leap forward to one of your allies. So yeah, really solid ability. He's also got Hostile Takeover here. So during its activation, when this character begins a move action within range 2 of an enemy character, it may use this superpower, which is going to cost it 2 power. After this move action is resolved, push the enemy character towards this character small. This superpower can be used only once per turn. So yeah, this is a really cool way of kind of dragging an opponent off of a point with you. That's kind of one of the main uses for this I can think of. But yeah, it could be really solid. Also, just kind of a neat way of bringing enemies back with you, towards your team and things like that. So great way to kind of pull an enemy out of position. He also has Healing Factor 1 and Flight. Healing Factor, of course, is a little less of a big deal now that Exceptional Healing is no longer a thing. So he is definitely on the squishier side, but he has some pretty cool mobility shenanigans going on here. Looking at his flip side, as far as I can tell, nothing changes for him here, so he's the exact same model on his flip side. Little disappointed, honestly. I was hoping he was going to go up to like 6 stamina or something like that, because 5 stamina feels a little light for both sides with no real defensive tech there other than healing factor. But we'll see how that kind of actually plays out once we get a chance to see him on the table. Alright, so now we have the first tactics card revealed for these characters here is Ultimate Sacrifice. This is an unaffiliated reactive card that says when an allied character within range 2 of an allied angel is targeted by an enemy attack, Angel may spend 2 power to play this card. Angel becomes the target of the attack regardless of range or line of sight, and after the attack is resolved, if Angel is dazed or KO'd, remove up to 3 damage and all special conditions from the allied character. So that's actually really cool. So it's a bodyguard, and then if Angel is taken down, you actually kind of want that because it's going to heal your character that you were bodyguarding. That's a really cool bodyguard ability. I quite like that. Can't think of any like specific synergies with it, but really like anyone with a damage reduction will appreciate something like this. Just being able to be like, yeah, you've been working away at this model for how long, and now he's healthy again. Yeah, enjoy that. Oh, but you took out my 3 threat. So yeah, that's really cool actually. I quite like that. Yeah, that's a really neat card. The next card they revealed here is Fallen. This is also an unaffiliated reactive card. Oh, and here it is. When an allied angel would flip his stat card to the injured side, he may play this card. If Archangel is not in your squad, push all enemy characters within range 2 of Angel away small. Pushed characters gain the bleed special condition. Then place Archangel within range 1 of Angel. Flip his stat card to the injured side. He is now part of your squad and gains power equal to the amount of power Angel has. Then remove Angel from the game. Wow, this doesn't cost you anything but a tactics card slot. So you get to go up a threat on his injured side, do this really solid push away and make everyone bleed, and then just have an Archangel. Wow. Okay, this is a really, really solid card. I mean, we're gonna have to see what Archangel's injured side looks like. We've only seen his healthy side, so we'll see if it changes. But yeah, that's just go up a threat when this model gets injured, and you can totally combine that with Ultimate Sacrifice. You know, Ultimate Sacrifice on the front side, heal up one of your allies, get dazed, and then at the end of that round, out comes Archangel. Love it. That's really, really cool. Man, that's awesome. All right, well, now that we've seen those cards, I think it's time we look at Archangel, and here's a nice picture of the model. And yeah, I'm assuming we've got his stat card coming up. Oh, that is awesome splash art too. But yeah, here we go. Here's his stat card. So we've already seen the front side, but once again, I will be going over this again for anyone who missed the mini extravaganza reveals. So he's coming in as a 4 threat. He has 4/3/4 defensively with 5 stamina. He's size 2 and a medium mover. Once again, he's got that medium base, so that movement does get you a little bit of extra mileage there. He has Razor Wing Strike as his basic builder attack here. This is going to be a range 3 5 dice attack that's going to gain him power equal to the damage that he deals. It's got a Wild Toxic Flechettes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. After this attack is resolved, for each wild in the attack roll, the defending character gains one of the following special conditions: bleed or poison. So yeah, that's pretty solid. You can give out both those conditions. That's always nice. And then it's got the Crit Overwing. After this attack is resolved, place this character within range 1 of the target characters, so like the ambush trigger or a few other things like it. Cool, cool. Notably not a May, so you have to place if you get that trigger, so you're not always going to want it. So do keep that in mind when you're playing Archangel. He's got the Avatar of Death. This is a range 3 7 dice physical spender attack. It's going to cost him 3 power. So again, kind of keeping the similar range band to regular Angel there. And it's got the Wild Neurotoxin. After the attack is resolved, they gain the Stagger special condition. If they have the Bleed and Poison special conditions and are not activated, instead it gains the Activated token. So that is really, really strong, especially if you can combine that. You know, you get a good Razor Wing Strike, get a couple Wilds in there, and then you go into an Avatar of Death. Or if you just had someone else set up those conditions, that's probably one of the most consistent low power ways to activate someone. So yeah, that's really, really strong. And of course, even if you don't, the single Wild Stagger on a 7 dice attack is pretty good for 3 power. So yeah, that's a really, really solid spender right there. He has a charge as well. This is a 2-cost charge, so it's just your standard. He's going to make a move followed by an attack action. And yeah, that's pretty good. Once per turn, of course. He's got that medium base, medium move, so he'll be able to go pretty far with that. And all of his attacks are range 3, so you can really play around with the movement on that a fair bit. He also has Wing Shield. This is just a Vibranium shield, but it works for dodges. So it's going to cost him 2 when he's targeted by a physical or energy attack, or is making a dodge roll. He can use the superpower to add 2 dice. So yeah, that's pretty good. That means if he's got the power to spend, he's effectively a 6/5/4, which is a really solid defensive line. But then he also has Chosen of Apocalypse. When he makes an attack, he can change 1 die to a hit for every wild in the attack roll. So he's kind of got the Gamora thing going on there, which is really, really good. That's great for just being able to spike really, really hard. And of course, he's also got Flight, because you would kind of expect that for him. So that kind of makes sense. Yeah, this is a really solid offensive kit. Only 5 health, even with the ability to raise his defenses, is really, really light. He will just die if you're not careful with him. So you're definitely going to have to be careful kind of what situations you're putting him into. You don't want to put him too far into the deep end, even though he has that charge. But he does hit reasonably hard, and he's going to be screwing up your opponent's team there, handing out activated and stagger tokens a fair bit, I think. So yeah, that's a really, really solid kit there. Taking a look at the flip side here, he does go up 1 stamina, so he's a little bit bulkier on the flip side, which is really, really nice for that card where he's coming in on the flip side. Definitely a very, very solid thing for him to have. But yeah, otherwise, I don't think anything changes. I think it is just the one stamina change. Still, that's really, really good. That was kind of the thing I wanted to see the most for his flip side was a stamina increase. So I'm really, really glad we saw that because I was a little worried about him being too squishy before, and this feels about right. I think he's still going to be really squishy on the front side, but he might make up for that with the ability to hand out staggers and activateds relatively easily. So yeah, I do really like this. And man, that card is going to be, I have to scroll way too far up to get to that, but that card is going to be really, really good with him there. So really excited to see what kind of the Angel Archangel as a single model pairing is going to bring to the game because that's really, really cool. And I'm very glad they actually kind of factored that in. And that is going to do it for Angel and Archangel. I wasn't sure if there was more tactics cards or anything like that. But yeah, that is all. So Fallen and Ultimate Sacrifice being kind of the big reveals, and then of course we've discovered that Archangel will go up 1 health on his flip side, which is always nice to see when something changes between the front and the flip. And yeah, I'm really hyped for this character. I think that card is so cool, and I'm definitely gonna have to try that out myself. It'll be interesting to see how that's gonna play with affiliations, where they might not be necessarily affiliated in the exact same places. So you could have them gain or lose an affiliation for the purposes of other tactics cards and things like that when you play that card. So it'll be really interesting to see how that works out. But yeah, I think that was a really cool idea, really great way of implementing that. And that's a relatively low cost to do it. I mean, you just have to, obviously it's taking a tactics card slot, but it also has a solid effect on its own other than just replacing the model. And you're going up a threat. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how good that card actually ends up being once we once it's properly in the game, and people have had a chance to test it out and play around with it. But I think it's really, really cool, and I'm excited to see how it's going to play out. But that is going to do it for this reveal breakdown. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited about these new models? Personally, I was a little down on them after the Adepticon stuff, but that card is so cool. It totally makes up for it, in my opinion. Suddenly, I'm a big fan and really looking forward to getting these guys on the table. Notably, both of them at once. Probably not going to be very frequently that I play either of them by themselves. But I love the idea of that card and just being able to, sacrifice myself into Archangel. Super, super cool. Absolutely love it. But let me know what you guys think. Very curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on these new reveals for these characters. And yeah, that's going to do it for this breakdown. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We break down all the panel plays and things like that when they come out. But we also do things like battle reports and other sort of MCP and wargaming in general focused content on the channel. So if you're a fan of any of that sort of thing, feel free to jump on in. That's going to do it for me. So until next time, have a great day, everybody. Peace.